case you are unfamiliar, Miss Carolina, hi. Welcome. There you go, turn on. There you go. Welcome and welcome. Now,
I don't know, maybe.
Can you guys hear her by chance? Okay, we're just going to do it like this. Miss Carolina Ravassa, what, you are a voice actress, you're a producer, you're an interviewer, you're a Twitch streamer, you're doing everything in a bag of chips right now.
Pretty much. Trying. Hello. Oh, there we go. Hi. Yeah, I try to do it all. Yes.
There you go. Absolutely. And for anybody unfamiliar, we are looking at the voice actress for Sombra in Overwatch, the voice actress for Rise and Valorant, and also a voice actress for the Avengers video game, as well as a laundry list of other video games. A very long and established resume you have, ma'am.
Yes, we'll forgive him. It's Raze. You all know that, but Rise, same. Yes.
Not a Valorant player. I wonder if that was if that shows a little bit. All good. Now, you've been working on some recent projects, a TV show as well. Tell me a little bit about that, please, ma'am.
Well, I'm always recording DLCs for Overwatch 2 and Valorant, but currently I work on an animated TV show for Disney. It's called Hamster and Gretel. Same creator of Phineas and Ferb, so it's really similar in tone and comedies, so that's super fun.
Similar tones and comedy and everything else as well. That's on Disney Plus as well, right? Correct? There you go. It's the major streaming services coming out here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hand it on over to Becky, and she's going to take my seat so they continue this, and then I'll round out the rest of this interview. Becky, would you please, ma'am?
All right. So, I've got some hard... Oh, thank you. I've got some really hard-hitting questions coming your way. What character have you felt was the easiest to get into character for? Who did you relate to the most?
I feel like it's a mix. So when I first did Sombra, I love that she had a dark sense of humor, which I personally do, and she was so badass. Can I say that? We're in high school, badass. She was badass. And she's just so smart, and she's a lady in STEM. Like, how cool is that? So I really connected to that. And she's Mexican, and I speak Spanish, so, I loved that. And then when Raze came along, she's just super high energy and a little crazy, but super loving, and I connected to that. So I feel like if I could merge them both, that would be my personality. So far, both are my favorites. I can't say.
All right, that's very fair. So then, we know that you've played a little bit of those characters. Do you feel like you play better on the characters that you have voiced? We'll just sit here and wait for Nathan to get back, and I will hand this over to you.
No, I totally missed the question.
Oh, no, that's fair. Nathan, how dare you? Just kidding. I love you. You're wonderful. You're doing amazing. So the question was, do you feel like you play better as the characters that you voice? Because I imagine you would play the games and be able to get into it a little bit more.
Guys, I'm a terrible gamer. I peaked at 7 years old when I played Mario Kart, which is back. But I did a Twitch live stream with Fitzy here. I don't know if you know him. He's a top 500 Sombra player. I played with him on Twitch, and I was absolutely terrible. He tried to teach me stuff, and it was just really bad. And then my friend who's on Detroit Become Human, I was on his Twitch, and I also was terrible. So I've given up. Guys, Raze and Valorant, Raze and Sombra are really hard to play, so I let you guys do the good stuff.
I love that. All right. Well, for the people who are trying to be aspiring voice actors, among the things that you do, what was your made it moment? What was the job that came into your email and you were like, this is it?
Well, Sombra, but before then, I was just auditioning for a bunch of things in New York City, waiting tables, trying to pay bills, and just auditioning for tons of voiceovers all day, every day, for dumb little commercials on the radio, for anything that would come across my email. So, it wasn't like, oh, Sombra came and that was it. It was like a lot of hard work until then. And I still audition all the time for stuff. So it's an ongoing thing that keeps going,
I love that, and I love that you say that it never ends, because that's really true, and I love that you continue to work hard on all of these things, and it's great to see that and see how you're growing in all of those different roles. So I'm a big fan, if you couldn't tell. I'm shaking here, but that's going to be it for my questions. I'm going to hand it back to Tugboat, who's going to bring us home in this little interview.
Everybody, Becky. Alrighty. Carolina, just a couple more questions here. I want to ask first and foremost, again, a laundry list of voice acting on your resume right here. I want to ask you how voice acting has changed over the years.
Oh gosh. I think I was lucky enough to start doing gaming stuff when more female roles were being written that were really cool and not just like the dumb girl in the corner like other video games. And it's a time when there's a lot of female gamers as well, which is really exciting. And being a part of games where guys like playing the female characters and vice versa, so that's really cool. So I think it's changed in that sense. And I also believe with Valorant, Overwatch, Apex, they have characters from all over the world, and they're trying to cast them authentically, and they have different accents and speak their languages. So that's super exciting, and I feel like that's been in the last 10 years. It's been more. So I'm excited about that, and I think it's a really positive thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Inclusivity is the word of the day here, folks. Inclusivity. Now, one last question here. I want to ask you if you have any shout-outs. As we know, nothing is accomplished solo dolo. Any shout-outs, Miss Carolina?
Oh my gosh. Well, right now, I mean, once I started working in Overwatch, Daniel, because of his pen! And Todd, who brought me here. But no, you know what? The only reason we're here is because you guys love the game. So I always feel like the gaming community is incredibly special, except when you're toxic online. So don't be bullies. But I really do love meeting the fans and the gamers because you guys make this what it is. If you didn't play, then we wouldn't keep doing DLCs. So I just love the community, and my heart goes out to everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you guys know we cannot get her out of here without at least one voice line. Miss Carolina, one of them, your favorite? Let her rip, please, ma'am.
Not just one, dude. Okay, for Sombra, I love I Know Who's Been Naughty. She also has one that goes, ooh, this one has teeth. One that's at the beginning of the game, everything can be hacked, and everyone. And her ultimate, apagando las luces. And for Rays, obliterated! Oh, my favorite is, Brimstonezinho, you sure we can't listen to music? You're really bringing me down here, man. And the latest with Killjoy, because I love that they're a couple, is Killjoy, after this, you want to do some tinkering?
There you go. Everybody, Miss Carolina Ravassa! Thank you so much, ma'am. We're going to be going ahead and getting Overwatch set up. Thank you to her yet again. We'll be back with you guys in just a minute.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're near or far, I'm your host, Ashkan, joining you here for our final game of the day, a best-of-3 riveting series for the game Overwatch 2. Can we get some noise? But we could not have this amazing series without some of these talented players. So I'm going to go one at a time to these players. And folks, can you give me your first, last name, and the IGN you'll be playing with today?
My name is Diego, and my name in game is Nero.
Diego, a.k.a. Nero. Big round of applause for number 1 on the list.
My name's Isaac, and my gamer tag is JuJu.
Isaac, a.k.a. JuJu.
My name's Giselle, and my gamer tag is Meowth.
All right, Giselle, a.k.a. Meow. And we have...
My name is Edwin, and my in-game is Clementine.
Was that Edwin?
Hi, my name's Daniel, and then in my in-game user is Dannysghosts.
Okay. Moving around to the final member of this roster, and introduce your school as well to me.
My name is Jonathan. My in-game is ILY. It's I Love You, and our school is Orange Vista High School.
Okay, one high school bringing the heat. And let's start the next roster here. I want you to speak loud and proud into this mic, my friend.
Okay. My name's Nathan, and my gamer tag is BigNateDoge.
Okay, Nathan.
Hey, my name's Anthony, and my gamer tag's the GoldenAnt.
Okay, Anthony.
My name's Adrian. My gamer tag is just Adrian TB.
Okay, Adrian making up number 3 of this roster.
I'm Noah, and my gamer tag's just Vader.
Noah, aka Vader, love a good Star Wars reference here and there. And our final member, and if you would also introduce your school.
My name's Theo. My gamer tag is EnvysPopTarts, and we all go to Rancho Verde High School.
All right. All of these players on the stage today, ready to bring you some action. The final esports title for tonight, and it will be led by the wonderful casters we have here on the desk. First, leading in our opening, being Tug.
Applause, your host Ashkin here on the day. And now, maybe of a longer and bigger round of applause, folks. We got a guest star in the house, Miss Shannon Usantos. Miss Shannon's gonna be sitting down here and helping me. And as I stumble through and try to cast this game, she's the real master here. Let's all be serious with each other.
I mean, if you said it, not me.
There you go. I did. Now, Miss Shannon, there's plenty of complexity to this game, right? Mm-hmm. Rocket League, flying, cars, soccer, that game is over with. This is Overwatch, and I think we need to explain to the people, especially those of us who have not witnessed this game before, a little bit more of what we're going to see. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Overwatch, once a 6v6 game, now a 5v5 game, right? Overwatch 2 here, coming on in, with 2 supports, 2 DPS, and a single tank. What this means is that Overwatch is a 5v5 squad-based shooter. What that means is a first-person shooter, and all of these players are going to be playing with their respective roles. Now, could you run through these roles and kind of define them a little bit for me, starting with the tank role?
So the tank role is more of the shielded, bustier characters. They can be aggressive, they can come in, they can shield their players, and then...
And then DPS?
The DPS roles are the frontline characters. They come in, they attack, they have a multi-tool of tools under their belts, and a lot of abilities.
Absolutely, they do. They'll be seeing a lot of picks from these DPS, or damage per second, or just attack heroes.
Yeah.
Now, supports.
Supports are, support characters. They can heal their character. They can heal their teammates. They can provide damage boost, like Mercy, or they can do debuffs or just damage buffs.
Exactly. So buffs being good, and then debuffs being the opposite of good. Again, the master. There you go. Again, the master on over here, folks. Now, Miss Shannon, let's delve into a little bit about you, the player, the caster. Now, the high school student. Rancho Verde, which would lead one to assume there's gonna be a little bias coming on in here. But as we all know, she's a Zen player. She's a support player just like me. We can trust her all the way through, folks. Once again. There you go, Miss Shannon Usantos over here helping me to melt a mic. Love to see it. Love to see it. Now, you got your tags, you got your players, you got the what, you got the how. We're going to be talking about the where now. This is a best of 3 series. Like any Overwatch game, we're going to be starting our control round. Now, run me through a little bit of what is to be expected with the control round, kind of the King in the Hill map.
So for the control round, they're just fighting to get on a point, and they have to take control of that point. But if, say, the enemy team wipes out their team, they would take control of the point over about 30 seconds. And they have to fight to get that control back, or the enemy team keeps that control point.
Yeah, so this will be 0 to 100 seconds kept within this hill, and it'll take a few seconds to take it as well. Now, there's an enemy lurking within your King of the Hill. You will get no progress. You got to either boop them out with some sort of crowd control ability, or you simply have to get that elimination. Now, moving on into our hybrid game mode, we'll be looking at Ilios first, King's Row second. Now, King's Row, the hybrid game mode. This is where the payload comes into play, at least a little bit, right, Shannon?
Yeah. So at the beginning of the game, we have to take a control point. But after, depending on if you're on the attack team, you have to take the control point to open up the garage for the payload. So after you take that payload, you have to go to the control point with the payload.
You got it.
And yeah, that's basically how, or if you're on the defend team, you have to defend the control point or the payload to stop the payload.
Absolutely. Now, Dorado next. This will be your pure, quintessential payload, right? Pure Overwatch on this one. Is it fair to say that there's not going to be any kind of control action? It is just simply going to be moving a payload all the way through, and whichever team takes it the farthest will take it. Now, big shout out to where we're at right now, Verde, the Unified School District out here. That's where we're at right now, and this is where success begins. Folks, they have done everything in a bag of chips right now on the day here to make competitions like this possible. Taking a look. Now, if you got any preferences in the crowd, let's hear it now. Orange Vista taking on Rancho Verde. This is the Coyotes over here. The Coyotes over here. Let's hear it. Let's hear it for the Coyotes. There you go. Taking on the Rancho Verde Mustangs. We'll see if they can get a gallop going over here on the right side of our field. Now, one more time here, and folks, let's get into this one just a little bit more. We'll be starting this competition in just a couple of seconds. I want to go ahead and give a big fat shout out to our production staff over there in the corner, producing away and making our jobs now as casters just so much easier. We do appreciate them. Highschool.gg as well, big shout out to them, as well as Lenovo Legion. They're here in the back, guys. If you haven't checked out what they're doing, well, you're going to see it on display here with all the hardware that these young folks are using. Now, Shane, I'm going to have to get on my soapbox here for just a second, because I have been talking all day long about what young folks can do when they have the right hardware, coordination, and direction from them who are a little bit older, a little bit more experienced, and are ready to go forth and set up these esports events. The entire point of what we're doing here on the day is showing you guys, coaches, parents, teachers, superintendents, school board members, everything else, about just how excited your students are for this. Now, a lot of high school students may be continuing on their career playing, coaching, and managing teams, otherwise in college status as well, some of which are scholarship, right? Actual scholarships coming in for esports, full rides and everything else, especially here in the great state of California. Now, I'm just so excited to get this one set up and ready to go. We'll be starting this best of 3 in just a second. You know what, let's go ahead and take our predictions. There was one of our analysts we saw ever so briefly, one of our analysts from the crowd here. We'll try and get one of them back on up for you and try and get some predictions from the great photographer Brandon, who's going to go around and shove a camera in people's faces and ask them what they think is going to happen in this competition. Now, first and foremost, our front row a third row analysts. We get some shaking of the heads. They're afraid to give us their professional opinion. There we go. There's a smile. Who's going to take it here, friend? Who's going to take it? Who is going to take it? 1 or 2, left or right? There you go. I think that said Rancho Verde. I believe that was the answer. Is that correct? Rancho Verde! There you go. We have our prediction. There you go. Now, enough dilly-dally, enough talk here, Shannon. Enough blowing wind here from FBI Tugboat, right? Let's get on in to this game. Everybody, Elio started up here in first. Woo! Now, folks, if you're still a little bit confused as to what exactly is going to be going down here, and if your team is going to go forth and be taking value on points, we got our setup here. That's my man Spencer over here on the 1s and 2s. He's going to be flashing lights either side when your team, Rancho Verde in the red over here, Orange Vista over there in the orange. There you go, my man. Whenever those flashes, basically that means your team is winning. All right, fantastic stuff. 18 seconds away from this one. Let's get it going. If you would raid through the Rancho Verde squad for me, ma'am, and I will do Orange Vista. On Rancho side, we have Nero, Dannysghosts, JuJu, I Love You, and Meowth. Absolutely, absolutely. EnvysPopTarts, Adrian TB1, the GoldenAnt, and BigNateDoge, not dog, Doge, and Vader. Now, at this point, what we're going to do is pick our favorite name in this lobby. This has absolutely nothing to do with our opinions of their skill, who's going to win, or anything else like that. Just the wonkiest name, just the name that makes us laugh the most. Shannon, you first, ma'am.
I don't know. I kind of like EnvysPopTarts.
Yeah, right? EnvysPopTarts. Love it. Love it. Can't quite call it the part of a well-balanced breakfast, but a delicious snack. Regardless, right? I'm going to have to go over here with Dannysghosts. There's just something about that really just tickles my innards, right? It makes me laugh, okay? Let's get this one going. Rancho Verde and Orange Vista. The Coyotes taking on the Mustangs. We'll get this game volume up here for you. We'll get that game volume turned up a little bit so you can tell exactly what is going on a little bit as well. Vader, close and personal. Nice deflect right here from Nero. This is going to be a super pick comp coming out from Orange Vista. And they're going to be taking this point. Once it opens up, air first, shots out Adrian, the tank here for Rancho Verde. And that's going to be an early pick. Nero on one side, EnvysPopTarts on the other. JuJu, the support, the Lucio player, finding loads of picks already. Going to be looking at one team, Orange Vista here, taking this one first, and now a nasty stagger. Why is this so impactful to take staggers on support players?
Because for Mercy specifically, Mercy can res her characters and then also damage boost them. So if you take out a character perhaps and then Mercy comes in and reses them, then your work is basically over.
Exactly. Mercy also kept very vulnerable while she's in the resurrection animation and whatnot, so it's always going to be important. Your best pick outside of a tank here in Overwatch 2, always going to be that support player. Now, I love you. You see, it's an exclamation point, so we have to exclaim it when we say it. I love you. Now coming in and getting a lot of just buying space right here and early. There's going to be the minefield. Vader can't get away from it. A trio of Rancho Verde players falling, and that's why minefield is so impactful, Shannon. Other tank ultimates that might have the same kind of impact here. Something maybe we might see them switch to.
I've seen people switch to Roadhog because on this map,
Yep.
that big hole in the middle, if he hooks you, oh, it's over. You're falling into that hole, it's over for you.
Long walk up a short pier here, folks, as this team fight's already getting going. We didn't touch on environmental kills quite yet, but across that middle, see where many players doth fall here on Helios, now trying to just get a lot of damage against this wrecking ball. You guys can hear the calls from these players on stage already.
We love to hear it.
And now we're going to be a double boop. JuJu finding not one but two for the price of one. Adrian now getting mega aggressive. That's only a couple of shots away from this. Oh wow, okay, so that's actually not going to be enough. Dannysghosts still alive. Here comes a nano boost.
Nano boosting means that not only does it give you extra health, but it gives you extra strength and damage on your attacks. So giving
Tune on back with you folks. 99 to 0 as of right now. Rancho Verde's got to get on top, and they do not. Wait. Rancho Verde is blue. Sorry about that. We did that backwards. No matter. Now within Helios rounds, folks, there's going to be multiple in here. If this squad comes forth, takes another round, that'll be Helios done and dusted, and then taking the first actual lead that you can see within a best of 3. Now, we'll be moving on in here next to Ruins, so no environmental kills on this one, really, at least not in the middle of the map, right, Shannon?
Yeah, you can do the edge, but not in the middle.
Exactly, a dangerous game to be played for sure. Kind of pushing on over to that edge and trying to find environmental kills. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the switches DPS-wise and support-wise for these two teams.
So for Dannysghosts turned into May, which is really good for freezing, slowing down people. And then JuJu switched to Brigitte, which can also act as a sort of mini tank. She can shield squishies, which would be very good for Meowth.
Oh no! We were foolish. We said no environmental kills. I love you. Takes the first one on this. A huge source of damage deleted from Vader. And they're going to let us know how they feel about it. A little frowny face. Shannon, let's give them our best frowny face. How about that? There you go. There you go. Also, I was wrong. Rancho Barrier's on the right in the red. Orange Vista left in the blue. Nero, Dannysghosts, JuJu. I love you. Meowth, Orange Vista. Wait. Did I get that wrong?
Rancho Verde is blue.
Oh.
Orange Vista is red.
Gotcha. That's what those colors are for, huh? Yeah. There you go. There you go. We'll try and get that fixed up top for you guys here soon. This is going to be Orange Vista. Still looking for a way in edgewise as I love you just continues to pepper away at this team. Mercy being the focus. I love you now getting a little bit too much more than they really bargained for. Bite off a little bit more than they can chew. This is so good to purchase space, right? Like here and early, especially once the team that has this control point can go forth and really impose their will on the other squad. Now, a res immediately following a kill. Vader dusted. Nero now takes out one. This is going to be, I love you, going after Mercy yet again. We just be so impactful. And now, EnvysPopTarts, one half of our best name in lobby votes. Going to be dusted from this. A couple of members on Orange Vista's squad going to be taken out as well. They're going to be looking soon to one-fight territory. At what point would you say that this is only truly one-fight territory, Shannon? What percentage?
I think it's only one-fight territory when it gets to around this point, 60s, 80s.
Gotcha. Especially given that we're going to be looking at respawns coming on in here for the side of Orange Vista. Loads of ultimates on board. But this is just going to be minefield. Meowth, actually. Dog bite cat, and Meowth is out of this one. This brig gets the support at the very last second, and now inside, there's a gravitic flux up and down. Nero with a perfect deflect. Now, what exactly do we watch from this Sigma player, from Adrian TV1?
Well, since the enemy team was all really grouped up into that small space, it was a great opportunity to use the gravity influx to, smack him down, get some extra damage in, hopefully get some
Oh, dangerous. You're 100% right, though. In the meantime, though, DPS, support, both dusted, Orange Vista, might have dropped a lot into it, but your Orange Vista squad has done it, and they have taken point. Now, about 100 points separates them and a W, right? Did I do it again? Orange Vista just took... This is Orange Vista, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Help from the crowd. Appreciate you guys. 15% left on this, or not left on this, into this one, as this is going to be Rancho Verde getting aggressive with a trio of ultimates. Here comes the Blizzard. What can we be expecting from this?
So if they keep inside the Blizzard AoE, they get slowed and then they get frozen. So if they're doing what JuJu is doing, you can knock out multiple eliminations. Oh, he sprayed.
That's going to be that Orange Vista now. Our names are so flipped back and forth. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that was Rancho Verde that just took it. And I love you here with the play of the game. All right, we're getting confirmed here. That is Orange Vista. Over here, making up this squad, EnvysPopTarts, Adrian, and everything else, right? Gotcha. Big shout out here to Valverde Unified School District. Everybody give a hand here to Shannon. Some fantastic casting on our Ilios map. And now we are back, I do believe. Orange Vista, we got confirmed, folks. A little bit of miscoordination there. Partially from my side, that's to be fair. 2-0 win for Orange Vista here first. Everybody, I want to give one more big fat hand to Miss Shannon Usantos coming on in here and lending her casting voice for the first time for our competition keg.
From a scale of 1 to 10, how was the casting? It was an 11, right?
It was 100. It was 200.
100?
Something like this.
Times above perfection.
Exactly.
I wouldn't expect anything less. Beautiful work of the casting.
Not at all. And not even a little bit of bias here, even though she goes to Rancho Vista. Love to see it.
No bias whatsoever. You know what? Even the strongest casters are just a little bit biased. So you're already above us all, so that's good to see. So give me the skinny about what happened in game number 1. What happened?
Yeah, so this was really just, I love you. Again, there's an exclamation point on the end of the name, so you always have to pronounce the exclamation point. Of course. This was I love you, just really having their way to just take this entire map, all of the space and whatnot. Every time they laid a minefield down, there was at least a kill or two, and you just can't go forth with it. I love you too. Oh, no problem. I love you too, Keg. Oh, my goodness. But this is I love you, always going forth. And, not again. This I love you going forth, the tank player coming in, purchasing space, getting minefields down, and consistently taking kills. Whenever a tank like this is allowed to operate with such space, it's very, very hard for their team to come back.
That's amazing. So we're stepping right back into things, though. We're starting with game number 2. Orange Vista now 1 point ahead, Rancho Verde. The big question for me, though, is that as someone who's just coming into the middle of this, what can we expect to see in terms of adaptations and just ways to evolve the team from Rancho Verde's side? How can they turn this from a 1-0 to a 1-1?
The name of the game right here is going to be tank play yet again. It was tank play in the first one. It's going to be tank play in the second. Adrian was playing a whole lot of Sigma in the first one. I think there's a much more pick-heavy composition. Talking about the huge burst damage from Vader, from the Junkrat here. The huge bursty damage up close and personal from EnvysPopTarts on the Reaper. Huge bursty damage from Adrian on the Roadhog. That's going to be how this Rancho Verde squad goes forth, takes this map.
Absolutely.
Hey, there's our players.
Ooh, hello. Look at those beautiful faces. No, don't hide yourself. This is branding. This is how you start your career.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
Oh, there we go. Back to the gameplay, though. So we did actually see the swap of the pick from Rancho Verde. It was Hog before, and I was thinking, well, okay, there's no shields. You're just gonna straight literally tank the damage. But swapping away now, are we gonna see the return of the Sigma?
Yeah, not just swapping away from a different character, but swapping completely out of the game, Adrian.
Oh,
yeah. So a huge meta pick.
Okay. You know what? The rage quit strat. I'm very used to that when it comes to Overwatch at times.
Exactly. Hey, that's Overwatch for you, baby. We'll be looking at this one just a second, guys. We're going to talk a little bit more about this one and kind of break it down. We were told Kings Row. Originally, we're going to be looking at Dorado. So this is a little bit of a different look, right?
Gotcha, yes. Yeah, I mean, a different look there. So, again, we're sticking with, that map. So I'm curious to see. There's a lot of choke points there. Yes. And it means that there's a big reliance on the healers, too. We did see the Mercy. We did see the Ana. So there is that kind of pocket pick there, probably to help out the tank. But like you said, a lot of burst damage from both sides. You need to make sure the healers stay alive, especially that Mercy. And if Ana's the only one there to do all the jobs, that's fine, waiting on that respawn timer. But that will be the big weak spot that I think Orange Vista might be able to take advantage of.
Yeah, and then when we're talking about burst damage, you pretty much always have to combine this with sorts of burst healing. Now, Mercy, when you're talking about sustain, a Lucio, or we're talking about sustained healing over time and not that big bursty healing and whatnot, that it will be something else that will spell out this game completely if they go forth and these healers are denied line of sights onto their tanks and their DPS keg.
Absolutely, and that's going to be a big problem too. And, if we do see the Hog continue, I'm worried about that bursting damage. I think the Sigma will be able to create enough space to ensure, healers are good, DPS can be good too, but I do think, though, we have to throw to something else instead of just the different characters.
Indeed, not just throwing damage here, folks. We're going to be throwing it to a very short break to try and get this one figured out. Technical issues in the great game of Overwatch. It happens, not our fault, but we'll be back with you in just a minute.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's fill this time a little bit. We got the 1-0 lead coming up on to this best of 3 series. And I want to talk to these players a little bit. So, my friend, how are you feeling about your performance in this first game? And how do you feel moving forward? Well, you watched your team, didn't you? So you as in your team.
Huh?
How do you feel about your team's performance?
Oh, 10 out of 10, bro.
10 out of 10? Okay, feeling strong. Nothing to improve, no criticisms. Okay, I like that. Bringing in the strong energy, supporting the rest of the team. How about you, good sir? How do you feel about your team's performance?
Well, after that first round, that was kind of just like a sweep, but, anything can happen. Anything can happen, so.
Oh.
Staying humble, though, because they definitely got what it takes since they're here at the finals with us, so.
Okay, he kind of pulled back. He kind of had a little bit of flame going on there. Calling it a sweep. He pulled it back though. He wants to stay humble. Wink. All right, let's see what you guys have to say about that.
I say we're good. We were silver 4s and we're against these guys. So we're rocking low key. I'm doing good for a silver 4, bro.
Okay, that's fair. No, 100% good for Silver 4. He's showing up at the performance, playing above his rank, 100%. Atlas lifting the world up. How about you, my friend?
Don't listen to him. We're not Silver 4. That's really bad. That's about it.
That's about it. Okay, let's go over to the casters, see what they feel about how this game played out. I mean, there's a whole lot to talk about, and frankly, I want to see what predictions they have after seeing what went on.
Absolutely, Ashkan. Appreciate you. We're going to be looking at these two squads again. A 1-0 lead here for Orange Vista. I am fraught to make predictions, Keg, because the problems that Rancho Verde had in this first game are very easily fixable. I do not anticipate this coming to a second map and then them going forth and making the same mistakes, right? They say the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and expecting different results. Well, Rancho Verde ain't insane.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that they're not. But I have to ask you, as someone that's coming into this series a little bit mid-side, I have to ask, what kind of mistakes should we be looking out for that should be corrected going into game 2?
As simple as this. Just giving the space to these tanks when they're ultimately. Mr. Miyagi, Karate Kid, said it best. The best block is to not be there. Simply give them the space, give up a little bit of percentage points, give up a couple meters on this payload, and just make it so their ultimates can do nothing. Now, when you're talking about DPS, when you're talking about support ultimates, maybe it's a bit of a different story, but tanks generally not going to have that incredibly mobile type movement to go forth and really wreak havoc on the back line.
Who did Mr. Miyagi made in Overwatch?
I believe that was Genji. I'm not 100% sure about that. He was a DPS main.
That makes sense. And
a ninja, right? Like,
I guess. I see where you're coming from. I feel like Mr. Miyagi's more slower pace, like more methodical. You're looking at the macro, big brain level play. So Hanzo could be a great option. I love playing Hanzo. Just those headshots are way too nice. But we're seeing that same loadout come out again. Now, I want to talk about spacing before we get started. We have Vader on the Junkrat, and of course we do have Envy going in with the Reaper more up close and personal. That is a great way to deny space against Orange Vista starting off here. But EnvysPopTarts finding a lot of that corrective utility right off the rip.
Yeah, so this is going to be all here on offense, trying to get something going. I love EnvysPopTarts' change as well. I went over to the Reaper to try and deal with this ball. Folks, we're going to get a quick pause on in here and bringing it back to the money makers right here. Yes, that's your casters. That's your casters. So we can go forth and talk this one to death.
Of course. Well, really good analysis. We gained a lot from that last 10 seconds. I got to say again, there's a reason why that tank keeps disconnecting. It must be just because they're too powerful.
Must be too powerful. They're
3 tanks in 1.
Yeah, they played a little bit of Sigma action earlier, played a little Roadhog, or at least showing it up here close and personal. Again, a pick comp heavily wise, satiated here will yield a team here, Rancho Verde, to be able to come out first and foremost. Try and get this one going. A little bit of emotion showed here from the Orange Vista squad, perhaps.
Oh yeah, I break down all the time when I play Overwatch.
Same.
Ranked.
Mostly
I still look you.
Sad crying. Mostly.
Oh yeah, no. I just look in despair when I'm DPS moiring. I mean, I can't help myself. It's just too addicting.
Well, the good news is your teammates, if you're DPS moiring, also crying tears.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. They hate me. I'm all alone. I have no friends.
There you go. Hey, you heard it here first, folks. Yeah. Now the first like really great way I've ever felt as a support now is now with Lifeweaver, right? Because when you have this errant teammate who won't like tip the cap to you when you get them, when you save them, when you give them their heals, when you drop an ultimate at the right time, you can just go ahead and pull them off the edge, right? On Elios, just pull them into the well. Let them learn their mistakes and how to rectify those back in the spawn room. That's what I say.
Fair enough. I mean, look, as someone who's played Hog once or twice before in my career, having that big giant pit on Ilios is not fun. I mean, usually I'm on the lookout for Lucio, and I'm like, oh no, don't let it happen again. But we're going to be waiting to see what happens as we get back again into the lobby for game number 2. Keep an eye out for that tank on Rancho Verde's side.
And we're going to be looking at our crowd analysts and stuff and getting predictions and everything else. Round and round Brandon goes. Where he stops, nobody knows. What? Oh,
we don't have a live camera.
So our favorite segment is no more as well. Folks, I got nothing else for you. I'm not going to scream in your ears continuously. We're going to go to a short break. We're going to stop screaming at you, and we're going to start this one back up when it is ready. Back here, folks. Now, I am not in the business of getting folks' hopes up and whatnot, but I believe we are ready to kick this one off. Map 2, the Dorado map, starting for not the first time here in just a second.
Yeah, third time's the charm. It was one of the times. It was a number.
Exactly. I should say this is an issue with the Overwatch servers and whatnot. It is a fantastically well-made game. This kind of stuff just simply happens. We appreciate our production staff. We appreciate our film crew. We appreciate all the TOs and everybody else who helps to set this one up. And let's get a hand for them. Yeah, let's get a hand for them. There you go. There you go.
I mean, look, real talk. If you're interested in esports production, get used to tech issues. It happens every single event that you've ever seen in esports as a whole. Tech issues are my middle name.
I thought it was
sadness. You know,
sadness.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. It's all the same. Yeah, it's all the same. All right, let's see what they lock in this time. We do see Adrian on that hog. My eyes are peeled to that tank. Can they stay in the game this time?
You're 100% right. Whether or not they stay in this game right here, the simple fact is, once they get into this team fight, simply staying alive, because so many of these picks are going to come off the back of Adrian, whether or not they hit these hooks, whether or not that's a kill immediately, will be determined whether or not EnvysPopTarts is able to play really close, get a couple of those Hellfire shotguns, and the damage on in there to finish these hooked players off. 10 seconds away from this, as we see a little graffiti against the walls. Graffiti, okay in video games. Not necessarily in your life.
Okay, I won't say anything. I think it's cool no matter what. But it's okay. Stay in school, I get it. So we talked about the two main DPS. I want to talk about the double Junkrats, because that's going to be the main source of space creation and denial, and could very well eliminate EnvysPopTarts or Nero immediately. We'll wait and see how that goes down. Tank v tank. Wrecking Ball holding still, really denying a lot of this hog immediately.
And I love you, now able to actually get out of that. You're talking about a trap, you're talking about a hero on the other side that has a hook, but oh no, here comes Orange Vista. JuJu finding two. There's the DPS more we were talking about.
Oh, what a sweep immediately from Orange Vista. So much space creation off of timers too. EnvysPopTarts only coming back into the server now. That payload hasn't even gone a meter yet.
It's gone barely more than a meter, yes, but colloquially, right, pretty much nowhere. Just a stepping stone, just spitting distance away from this spawn door. Vader, unfortunately, taken out here first. Nero going to be able to find that K with the assistance of their tank. I love you, continuing on, but here comes the flank.
Really nice flank there. Good for EnvysPopTarts to maintain that space. Runs away. What? Oh, hello!
Take a look at players. Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, it looks like we may have had another DC. It's just because they picked Hog.
Yeah, perhaps so, perhaps so.
No shields, no game!
Yeah, there you go.
But that's okay.
No maidens, because that's a joke.
No maidens?
No maidens.
You know, it's a bit of a Dark Souls thing. I mean, I'm sure there might be some Dark Souls in the server, we don't know, but...
That's entirely fair.
Possibly, yeah. But you know what? It's okay. More time for us to talk about that riveting gameplay that we have seen. I mean, at least now, there's some stuff to talk about. We can talk about the mini flank that Envy was able to bring out. Reposition out of the Ana on the enemy team. The soldier there caught off guard. There was a lot of battling between them, those two, and I think that was a great factor in the beginning to show, hey, this is how we can disrupt. Rancho Verde from not having those initial defensive positions.
Yeah, just simply denying opportunities for them to do different things right here. So frequently, that's going to result in a team just leaving themselves with no options, unfortunately. Now, perhaps a different map will be the fix, the true fix to this. Perhaps not. Perhaps we will continue to try here on Dorado. What was the definition of insanity again?
You know what? I don't remember, but I'm an agent of chaos. I think we should continue. Get the Hog in the server. Now I want to see what Hog can do. Because if they just fall immediately, what was it all for?
But what was it all for? That is what one of these teams will be asking us at the end of these three maps, because I really do feel like Rancho Verde, once they're given a little bit of time to actually play, will be able to come forth here, actually take some picks, put some progress onto this payload. As it is, I think we're not going to scream much more in the people's ears. What do you think?
Oh, I'm always screaming. Mostly on the inside. But I think, you know what? I wish we had a telestrator here, because I would love to write down that first initial choke point on the map, right? Because a lot of times we do see that early either advent of the Hog coming out here for just brutish up-close gameplay and just really trying to challenge, I believe it would be Nero, the soldier on the enemy team. Oh, I'm sorry, on the same team. So it would be the enemy soldier. But that being said, though, is that, you know, oftentimes when we see the payload going to the overarches a few meters in for that initial choke point,
the first elbow.
Yeah, that's where a lot of the shields come in. And if we're not going to see shields that quickly, I feel like this might be easy for Orange Vista to just take early space.
Yeah, and when we're talking about like the space that can be denied for the defending team for Orange Vista right here, they're doing everything that they possibly can.
Yes.
And more, right? I believe we saw an Ana. Ooh, excuse me, you scream all day and maybe you burp a little bit. Excuse me, folks.
No.
I believe we saw an Ana over here for Orange Vista, and that will so frequently result in anti-grenades and sleeps and stuff. And that's why, especially if you have an Ana that's just absolutely popping off and is able to keep their team alive, to be able to consistently do those 75 damage overtime shots on the other, consistently get your own damage boost, or your own healing boost, excuse me, from the anti-grenade to deny, to make purple the other players, and with the sleeping, the one word to counter this is simply Kiriko, the new healer, or not the newest, I guess, healer, but one of the newest healers. Lifeweaver obviously not within the competitive game mode yet, so we will not see it on the play.
Yeah, pretty soon. So I got a question for you. You're more of an Overwatchologist than me. What is not only your favorite character in the game, but the best character in the game? Any role.
Answer is the same here, friend. Lucio, I have spent thousands of hours of my 31-year-old life playing on. Love Lucio to death. And you could only make a couple arguments that other characters are harder to play when it comes to consistent movement, management, cooldown management, and timing of ultimate. That sound barrier, yes, it's like 800 shields right there, but it goes away very quickly. Back on into this one. Avert your eyes up front here. Avert your eyes. Direct your eyes up front here.
The anti-aversion.
The anti-aversion. The opposite of aversion,
yes.
Right?
Okay, immediately again, Illy good to take down Vader. A very strong beginning. The Junkrat not able to have that overlay anymore of raw damage. But, whoa, luckily, quick respawn time. They haven't really gotten that far out just yet. Rancho Verde, they have to keep everybody alive. And these eliminations against Orange Vista are going to be more important ever before we get to that first elbow.
Nasty purple. Speaking of, and it shall appear, Orange Vista drops a support here, but takes a tank, takes a DPS. The defense holding strong right now.
Oh, good for the side buy there. Illy and Nero putting in the work, acting lawnmowers with blades of grass. Another one possibly soon to fall. Rancho Verde, they're barely able to leave spawn.
It's unfortunate. BigNateDoge over here. BigNateDoge? OGE? I don't know. I'm going to go with BigNateDoge for right now. We got a tire. Mayhem tire coming on. One kill here for Dannysghosts, making some ghosts of their own.
Beautiful work of full team life right there. And we do see the swap from the Hog to the Sigma now. This could be a great benefit for Rancho Verde. Immediately from spawn, can be good to extend that distance again. We're talking so much about spacing, but there's been a lack of that so far from Rancho Verde. This is the time now to play that ultimate aggression.
Fozzy stealth here for the Reaper. Consider it a challenge here, folks. That's a minefield down bottom, but this is going to be a trick that Rancho Verde has seen before. Minefield down, nothing after it right now. Adrian back on in to this one. Adrian TB1 catching a little bit of flack right there. Now a seismic slam down to purple against him. Here comes a coalescence. JuJu has been looking to get involved in this one so far. Let it sing. Nero finds one. A huge source of damage here for the Rancho Verde squad. Going to be deleted out. Dannysghosts though falls.
Yeah. We're starting to see some more bodies from Orange Vista start to be contested more. Illy now at half HP. It's going to be Danny though. Resurrect the back to life. Excuse me, respawn so far away. We're looking at a 4v5.
Adrian falls with only one support to help. The GoldenAnt gets smashed out here, burned up like with a magnifying glass. EnvysPopTarts on the attack right now. Now these Hellfire shotguns for Reaper will give them a little bit of healing back as well, but nothing compared to the pad healing provided from Nero's pad. Now, with a little help from their friends. Coordination, communication, cohesion here for these high school teams.
There we go again. Illy with a drop down once more. Round one. 19 meters in the hands of Rancho Verde. If you're Orange Vista, we swap sides. They won't have to go too far to get that 2-0.
That's entirely fair. There's a best of three here, folks. This one is 19.55 meters away from this. This is basically one fight territory, Keg, especially given that our defending team now, Rancho Verde, will be spawning so far away from the initial part of this map.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Losing any fights here for Rancho Verde is going to mean devastation. It might mean defeat right there, even if we're looking at a 5v4.
Yep, that's entirely fair, especially if that tank is the first hero to fall.
Yeah.
That might be a quick spell cast side Orange Vista offensive. Now, take a look. at what heroes they are picking on the day. Adrian switching over to the Zarya. I like that.
I like this
that.
too.
Mike, talk to me about this.
You get the portable shield to come out. You get a little bit more damage against or for you as you absorb more damage being taken from the DPS or, well, pretty much anybody on the enemy team. This is good for the anti-pushing power. That means now that the Zarya pick needs to work with the reliance of the double DPS. Maybe move away from the Junkrat, maybe move away from splash damage, go for raw hit scan. That could be the move to be seen. But no, instead, the only major change we see is Adrian, of course, on the Zarya, and EnvysPopTarts now on that Moira. So there are some role swaps coming out. I'm not against that. But we do have the Reinhardt in contention there, too.
I love this pick.
I do, too. But on top of that, we have to look at more counterplay. Meowth now on the Widowmaker. Headshots is the name of the game. And they don't have to go too far. The run good to create that spacing. Eliminates Vader possibly immediately.
Now that's a swing. Doge out here taking out by Nero, though. Swapping on over to that support player. Nero will not be able to live through the first hit. I love you. Now switching from the tank as well. They're going to be playing onto that Sojourn and a leave right here, but this is just 2 meters away. That's going to be it for your... Nope. I think we actually did get a pause there from Adrian because there was a player leaving last couple of seconds right there, just a couple meters away.
It's okay. We're building up the tension now.
Yes. We're doing this on purpose, folks.
Yes.
Sorry, gotcha.
We're not going to let anybody get C9'd here.
You got punked, right? Ashton Kutcher. Is that even going to translate to this?
No, I don't even know what punked is. I mean, I do.
Okay,
that was Ashton Kutcher, right?
Ashton Kutcher, yes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
Absolutely. Where you come out and just do absolutely ridiculous things that nobody would ever expect to have happen to them, and then come out and be like, you got punked, guys. We're not actually doing that. We're just dealing with a little bit of tech issues right now.
They're here somewhere, I'm sure.
Yes. They're fixing it up here. We're going to give this squad, we're going to give Rancho Verde all of the opportunity that they have been afforded so far. Adrian will come back on in here, and they'll be like 5 meters away or something like that.
I mean, I was seeing 2 meters. I'm not much of a mathologist though, so it could be more than that.
Mathologist.
Yeah, but I mean, again, the tension's building up now.
Which is fair.
This could be a breath of fresh air for Rancho Verde. Again, the stakes are rising quite a bit. If they lose out here, they're already 0-2. Granted, there's no tech issues for map 3. That will be their last chance. We don't know just yet. So we're going to have to wait and see. But what would the ideal team composition for Rancho Verde be here to make sure that they can guarantee those last 2 meters cannot be gained under any circumstance?
Okay, so given that we're going to be lining up fully again, I believe, unless we've gotten basically if we have the same game lobby up and Adrian comes back from spawn door with 5 meters away, this is really just to protect everybody on the payload, and then you pretty much have to have Adrian on a ball. That's the only hero that can get there with any actual time. This is going to be a long shot, a rough ask, and a Herculean task here for the side of the Rancho Verde squad to get this tank back here. But again, we're going to afford them all the opportunity that they deserve.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd like to see the ball pick come out. I think that'd be really good. I'm hoping, again, I like Vader when it came to the Junkrat, but I would love to see a little bit more presence directly on the payload too, just to ante it quite a bit. But again, the splash damage, it's hard to deny. You can play at a distance, play relatively safe, and it does enable people from Orange Vista to go and circumvent their way around towards the top of those towers in the beginning choke point to go for those flanks. That removes more bodies off the payload too, and it lacks pushing power. That means for both sides, we're looking at maybe a 4v3 or even as low as a 3v3.
Exactly, and if Orange Vista players get picked right out of spawn door as well, that's a long enough spawn.
We did see a Widow.
For any tank. Exactly. That's the point that I was getting to here, Keg. Great minds.
I do my best.
Well, this is like a pick comp basically required from Rancho Verde outside of their tank that simply has to play a ball. I mean, there's nobody else that's that fast. I mean, D.Va would be like the second fastest. Maybe
D.Va's
Winston
cool.
actually could jump over a lot of the barriers on the way there. There's no point in traveling down that theoretical game path. That is going to have to be
D.Va.
a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to have to be a wrecking ball to get back there in 5 meters.
Oh.
It is 50 meters to be a
Let's
different
see.
story. Let's get it.
Oh, it's already over. Nice. Well, there was no ball. There was no D.Va. There was nothing but sadness. But hey, you know what? We go to map 3 and we get to see whether the tech issues, hey, maybe it was something else. We don't know. But that's okay. I do want to say, though, I meant to say it when we had a little bit more time. Our D.Va, I'm sorry, I have a D.Va onesie.
D.Va onesie?
Yeah, I have a Diva onesie.
Gotcha. So that's pretty cool. You should have brought it. You should have brought it here on the
I
day.
should have brought it, but that's okay. It's covered in paint and stuff. It's been well loved so much, but that is a 2-0. So I'm not sure if that's going to be the end of Overwatch there. We might try to do a do-over. We'll have to wait and see what the tournament admins have to say.
Yes, that is. We're getting confirmed over here from production. As choppy as those maps may have been, that is going to be what we had here on the Run Show and whatnot. 2 maps, and we have to, again, competitive integrity and whatnot.
Yes.
We are going to be giving a big hand right now to your winners. That's Orange Vista. The Coyotes have hunted as a pack. They've taken down their prey.
Beautiful, beautiful work, beautiful work. So proud of them. They fought incredibly hard. They fought through all the tech issues. They fought through pretty much anything that could be thrown at them, and they were able to take the most amount of advantages over every other team.
Exactly, and now give a big shout out to Rancho Verde. Put up a solid fight here, folks. Woo! Tech issues, but not as well. At this point, I want to give a big shout out to the organization that makes this possible. That is highschool.gg, as well as the Valverde School District, right? Where we're at right now, about across the street from the high school over there. Everybody, you're interested in what Valverde is doing next? You got it right there. That is Twitter, that is Facebook, that is Instagram, that is YouTube, and that's Snapchat. Everywhere. That's Snapchat?
Yeah. You use Snapchat? You don't even know what Snapchat is.
I don't even know what Snapchat is. Snapchat was me.
What?
That was my high school, bud. Get on out of here, you young folks. Appreciate you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.